So it's another late night, and I thought I would discuss the first narcissist I ever met in my life. Would have to be my mom and dad, and my family, and the trauma childhood that I went through, that I survived, the mental abuse, the physical abuse, the common guilting that they do of me never being good enough or never being strong enough to take what everyone else expects me to handle. One of my earliest memories is my mom and dad getting in a fight, and my mom popping my red balloon at the bus station, and she did it out of pure evil. And it seems like a little thing, but yet 40 years later it's something that I can't stop. I can't stop that memory. That memory of I did something wrong, even though I did nothing wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, you're supposed to have love for your family, but when it all comes down to it, my family never loved me. I wasn't put on this earth to... I was not birthed to be loved. I was birthed to create someone to take care of my family, which scares me. If you've ever been with a narcissist or you have a narcissistic family, you'll understand that. I've watched them dote and love her and show her all the things that they never once showed me. Love from my dad was, him strangling me, or telling me I was a fat fucking whore, telling me I was lazy or never good enough. Love from my mother was frying pans on my head, lists of chores of shit she didn't want to accomplish for whatever reason or even attempt to help me with. And even if I did it, it was never good enough. It was animals going missing every move, and somehow their deaths were my fault, or their escapes were my fault. It's a whole childhood of memories that are not my own. And the second narcissist I ever met in life, they're all people I love, and I'll always love, because I'm sick, and because I think that it's okay to have somebody in your life who feels like you're never good enough. The second narcissist of my life was my ex-husband, who broke a door down on top of me and my infant daughter in one of his drunken rages after the bar, because I needed some sleep, because I had been up all night with my baby crying, and he just finally decided to crawl home from the bar, and I asked him to take care of her. And of course I was a fat lazy bitch, and it was my fucking job. I had the tits in the house, and I needed to get my fucking ass up. Those were his exact words. Almost 17 years later, I could still hear those words. I could still feel the door break down on top of me. Now, there's much more to him, but I'm just going to give an overview of kind of the narcissists that have traumatized me, in hopes that I can release them. I hope so one day I can let it go Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to just let it go. You're supposed to let a whole lifetime of people who hate you but say they love you, and you're just supposed to let it go. The next narcissist, oh, he was a doozy. I was his mistress. I should have known then that, being somebody's dark secret for fucking years was eventually going to catch up with me. He embezzled thousands of dollars from me while cheating on me so that he could buy a house. His intentions completely were to purchase that house and to get rid of me as soon as possible. No matter how hard I tried, I was never good enough. No matter what I did, no matter how much I cleaned, no matter how hard I worked, I was never good enough for him or his narcissistic family. In the end, I ended up snapping when I found his webpage filled with web horrors and girls that he had been fucking at his work. But, what can I say? That's where he found me. When he was married to his wife. And that's something I feel bad about. But I was trained to look for a narcissist. I was trained for that love. I was trained for the love of a person who would never love me back. The sad part is the narcissist only loves themselves, and they will go through many of people. And I guess I should have noticed then that that was his MO. And now, 10 years later, I know exactly that's his MO. How many wives he went through, how many houses he made money off of, how many women he cheated on. But that's his own personal hell, and it's not one he'll ever see. The next narcissist. The next narcissist, well, he climbed in my bed one night with a gun to my head and told me, just in case, baby, you ever feel like you're going to go away. He meant if I ever felt the need to cheat on him, he was going to blow my fucking brains out. This man climbed through a doggy door to find me in my own house, taking away my sanctuary and security of feeling safe at home, which still, decades later, I don't feel safe. Not from myself, but from the outside world. There are many more narcissists, malignant, non-malignant. My family, when I needed them most, when I had a bipolar break, anytime I've had a bipolar break, they've just shoved it underneath the rug, covered it up, put dirt on top of it, acted like nothing was wrong and I'm the crazy one, and spread that rumor to everyone they could touch, so that they could look better about themselves, and I could look like the bad guy, because that's my role. I am the scapegoat. I'm the person who's always supposed to take the fall no matter what.